You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
Did you know in Australia you can hire a coffin confessor?
What's a coffin confessor?
It's somebody who has a frog in their throat.
He will gate crash your funeral and reveal all your secrets to your loved ones.
Oh.
Your darkest secrets?
Secrets?
How dark can the secrets be?
Jerry's lisp is rubbing off on me.
How dark could your secrets be?
Yeah, how dark?
Like, why would you want to reveal your secrets upon your death?
Because you're
vengeance?
out.
No, you have the family. You give them.
But I think it's for vengeance.
No, it's not. It's to let.
Oh yeah.
It's
Otherwise,
to
let.
why
It's
reveal your
double-edged.
secrets?
It's definitely a double.
It's to let people know the things that what you really were about.
Oh, remember all those times you smelled a fat? It was me.
That would be yes. There is some things I would confess to people that are outright
Upon your funeral.
Upon my funeral.
I bet you
that
got some dark.
Can you
secrets.
do one now?
That are
No.
yes.
And as an example.
Oh no.
Jack.
Cover years.
If you repeat this many years ago.
He's only got one ear.
And I'm just going to go off what you said because this is the low level of humor. I know you'll enjoy this. I suffer, back when I was much younger, of a bit of what some would call a nervous stomach.
I get you.
And I was dating this particular girl that would later become my wife. And we were on a double date of some sort. And while we were driving to this destination, we stopped at an undisclosed location for the individuals who was driving us to get out and to go into this store. And while I was the only person in this car, the intense nervousness of the situation caused me to render a smell in this vehicle for which not even I could stand.
What did you eat? Or was it related to your eating or just nervous
It was
stomach?
just nervousness. And in my horror, the owners of said vehicle immediately exited the establishment and were coming back to the vehicle. And I was trying to think of what can I do? I jumped out of the vehicle, stalled them in hopes that me leaving the door open would somehow fumigate this biohazardous thing that has occurred in their Elantra. Unfortunately, the time the amount of time that I was able to stall them was apparently not sufficient, because when I got back in this car, this particular individual, who I know to this day, who I deeply respect, took a big whiff and said, "Man, it smells like there's like sulfur deposits around here." So, and we proceeded to have a very intense discussion about how this town has many sulfur deposits.
Was it Sulphur, Oklahoma?
Yes. And so that it was an absolute embarrassing. I so much want to tell this person that 20 years ago, this
coffin confessor on the way.
It was me.
Enrique. It was.
Here
to declare. Oh.
That's a great idea. You could be my coffin confessor.
God, no.
Many a moon ago.
Well, maybe.
When you smelt that smell, sir.
You just imagine Enrique showing up.
It was indeed not sulfur. I had a similar situation when I was 16 years old. A group of many of us young ones had stayed at this house, and we stayed in the basement and we were asleep. And they only had one bathroom for like 10 people. And well, that night I had to use the bathroom aggressively. I believe what came out of me was of such size and girth of something the likes of I've never seen since and I've never seen before that came out of my body. It clogged the toilet. I could not flush. Now
Sounds like a haiku.
I had taken this
Obviously.
BM at probably 3 or 4 in the morning so as to hide my shame. I go back to sleep after having tried to flush it and it would not flush. I just left it there. There's nothing else I can do. I woke up to shouts of, "Oh my God."
I'm going to live.
And they were like, this guy, he's a guy I wasn't too fond of. He's like, "Who did this? Who did this?"
There's like 10 people.
I was like, "Oh, I'm looking around like, oh my God, shame on whoever did that." I never confessed.
Nobody confessed.
I never confessed, but I left a massive
Good on you.
BM in that toilet.
Well,
And I'm serious. I'm serious.
I don't need
It was of size and girth, the likes of which a body it's like giving birth to a child. That should not be able to come out of you. That should not be able to come out of you.
Okay.
But yet it did. And there it was. So at my coffin confession, Enrique, you could say, "It was him. He who left the log."
The choker of the porcelain.
The choker of the porcelain.
The bait on the toilet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I cannot believe you deleted the previous 2 podcasts. From this, I'm astounded.
I didn't delete
You got
them.
on your high horse and be like, "Those were awful," and this is what we lead with.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
It is what
I
it
think it
is.
was-
Hand me that, please.
It is what it is.
Never mind. Well, so we did play a
And now a hard merge into board games.
played several good games here recently. We replayed Arcs with my dear friend, my dear new friend.
We have a dear new friend.
We have a dear new
What was his
a
name?
traveler of the world.
Clayton, a
Clayton.
Canadian Clayton.
We shall call him Clayton.
Either way, we played Arcs with our Canadian Clayton.
Nice 4-player game.
Very
First that I've played 4-player.
and friendly Frankie of John Company's fame. That was a long time ago. And today we also enjoyed quite the callback to a classic, a game for which was rated quite highly by one of us at this table, if memory serves correctly. I will not say who, but Brian Baru, a Osprey Games, which I think I described as being The King is Dead on steroids.
That's what you said today. And then in our previous podcast, as I listened to it because I'm trying to get a refresher, you put it as a potential top 10.
It did. I hadn't got to play it here when we made our previous list, but it's another shout out of it's rather rare. I don't see a lot of people playing it.
Oh, no. That's what I said that on our Discord. I forget who it was that also mentioned that they want to play Brian Baru, but they don't hear much about it. And I said it's sad because it's an excellent game, but it's just lost in the onslaught of nonstop games that come out every year. You have to be a Wingspan or a
Finspan.
What's the zoo one everybody's a big fan of now? Arcs. No.
I don't know.
The one with all the zoo stuff. We played it and we hated it. Well, we didn't hate it. We just weren't crazy about it.
It was the
Noah's Ark.
There was
Lost Ark. Raiders of Lost Ark.
the game that everybody sold
Ark.
that beat
Oh my God! It's like
Terraforming Mars. It was the game. It was
Terrazooming Mars.
Zooming Mars.
Y'all know what we're talking about, even though our brains are not working right
They're
now.
working. I just don't want to say its name.
Okay, so what I liked about this weekend, just real quick,
No, don't take your
we
time.
played Arcs. I've played it one time. One time. Played it the second time, 4-player. We were able to use the 1 cards and the 7 cards.
So to clarify, you've played it 2 times.
I
now.
played 2 times.
Okay.
And the first time I enjoyed it tremendously. We played it 3 times, but this time
No, wait a minute. You played it I'm confused. You said 3 times now. Have you played it 1 time, 2 times, or 3
2 times.
Okay, 2 times.
The first time I played it was 3 people.
Gotcha.
I may have said 3 times.
I'm not confused.
And when you play only 3 people, you don't get to use the 1 cards and the 7 cards.
Correct.
But we played a full staff of 4 that incorporated all the cards. It was tremendous.
With Friendly Frankie.
I failed, but yet I battled and just battled. And I fell into the same trap I did last time and just battled the crap out of everything.
And Canadian Clayton. I believe even halfway through this, I reminded you that you were doing the exact same thing that you always do and tried to convince you to stop. And then you proceeded to accuse, I believe, a very friendly Canadian of trying to kingmake me. And then you proceeded to kingmake.
He literally said, I just want to come in second. I should help Jerry.
Listen, don't talk about my good time, boy.
He was doing.
So he was shooting for second, and he did get second.
He was just doing his thing.
So Jerry won. He came in second. I came in third. Frankie came in fourth. Still, nonetheless, Arcs is a fantastic game. We played it in, 3 hours?
Well, that was with the teach and taking a long time and breaks. We ate.
It's a fairly quick game of that style. Brian Boru.
Which is what I was talking about previously. To solve a riddle that we have, Enrique, scale of 1 to 10, on a previous episode, you rated Brian Boru. We would like for you to re-rate it again.
Ooh.
You probably don't remember what you rated it.
I don't.
Thankfully. That's good.
What would you rate it now?
Your organic rating of Brian Boru today, some 2 years after its previous.
Well, now that I actually understand the whole 1 through 10 system now.
Oh, no.
So give me a moment.
Lose the understanding of that. Go back to the Enrique understanding of it.
Go with your gut.
It's a simple. I would probably still give it. I'd probably give it a
lot of thought going on.
He would say, I still give it, but
he doesn't know what he gave it.
I missaid that.
I know you
because
missaid.
You misspoke.
You can missaid.
You can missay anything.
Missay. Messiah.
You're the messiah of board games. So let's just go ahead and rate the game.
Okay. I'll probably give it 10 out of 10.
Would it thrill you to know that you rated it a 10 on such previous podcasts?
So it holds up to the 10 out of 10.
It's a quick game.
This game a 10. So do you like it because it's quick?
No,
it's a quick, but
it's cards.
It's quick.
It's cards.
And it's cards.
It's not cards like even
But
steady.
it's not.
But he cards you hard. He cards hard.
Yeah, cards hard.
That
it's a simple game to learn. If you want just a game to just to play like under an hour, that's the game to play.
10 out of 10. Okay, that's respectable.
That's more than that's
so.
math.
If you did a top 25 games, it's definitely in there for me.
But listen, we're going to have to ask you to do a top 5 games or top 10.
Top 5,
whichever
10.
you feel you're most comfortable with.
Yeah.
The fans have demanded it.
I know. I just have to look at all the games that I played.
Take
throughout
pictures
the
of
years.
them now.
Yeah.
Because our previous episodes where we did our top 25 caused quite a stir. People were clamoring with thoughts and interactions. We got more. Send us an email at boardgamesnobs@gmail.com, please, and let us know your thoughts on our rankings of game. Very interesting. So,
what is it you like so much about Brian Boru besides it's fast?
And I like the trick aspect of it too.
What tricks? Oh, the trick taking.
Yeah, the trick taking.
The trick taking. The key element of the game.
The actual.
But what's good about it is that sometimes you want to lose the trick.
Yes.
In fact, many times you want to lose the trick because of
you benefit more.
You benefit from losing a trick, and then sometimes you win the trick.
It's a clever game.
Yeah, I believe it's by the same designer as The King is Dead. It's Peter Sylvester.
It is Peter Sylvester. And that makes sense because
it's very
Peter.
Is that what his name is?
You said Peter. Peer.
Is it Peer?
Peer.
One imports?
P-E-E.
Hang on.
R.
The docks?
Sitting on the dock of the
As
bay.
in
It is.
Friends of like ilk.
And I will say
peer pressure.
He has no peers when it comes to these types of games. What a great
It is. You know, what you said was that's a very good.
What did I say?
It is
what did I say?
The other one we like a lot on steroids.
The King is Dead.
Yeah,
The King is Dead. That is an apt description of that game.
It is.
It really is.
Look, it's even got Ewan McGregor's picture on the box.
Who?
Ewan McGregor. It's
Obi-Wan,
the other one.
Yeah. As soon as you said that and looked at his face.
And the box.
Lots of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people in that game.
Well, it's because they're from Ireland. It's the Håkon von Ireland, High King of Ireland. Either way, fascinating game. We love it.
Irish way.
We then played the new hotness. The hotness.
It's pretty good.
SETI.
Pretty hot.
SETI. City?
SETI.
And now, for your pleasure, a board game review.
SETI, I think is what everybody calls it, but SETI
The search
also,
for extraterrestrial, I forget what it stands for. Search for extraterrestrial.
intelligence.
The ET? Oh,
Yeah.
extraterrestrial. So that I don't like. It's the
What?
ET is an abbreviation for one word. It's kind of like how ID.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Extraterrestrial?
Yeah, it's one word.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It's kinda like
E.T., though the movie was the extraterrestrial.
Well, it's like ID. I is short for I, and D is short for dentification. As one Norm MacDonald would
Yeah.
say. It sounds as if the D is doing all the heavy lifting.
It's true. Yeah, it is part of one word, but it's a compound.
R.I.P. Nom.
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 Vietnam. Love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Search for extraterrestrial
All
intelligence.
right, so this is a CGE game.
Checks game.
It was fairly cheap. I think we got it for like $65
You say that's cheap?
compared to
for-
the hundreds and $200s of dollars people like for games nowadays.
Tariffs have hit us hard. Thanks. Enrique, why are you acting like you know? You ain't bought a game ever.
What
But
do
you
mean?
have. You have bought a
That
game.
look like that was the most comforting. Enrique's like, yeah,
Enrique's
he's
a
right.
very comforting person.
He's right, Jerry. He's looking
Enrique
like,
did buy a game.
He
He
shook
just
his
doesn't
head
know
up
it.
and down
I
like
bought a couple games.
You
in
bought
silence.
Nemesis Retaliation. You still owe me $100.
and TI4.
Do I still owe you for that?
I'll send you the bill. And TI4.
Actually, I think I
Okay,
owe you
so
a couple
let's do it. You know, I feel like it's been a while since we've done a good, solid review.
Do you want this to be the one?
This is the one.
Okay.
Let me finish this.
All
with
right.
Let's
you.
get serious.
Is this,
All right.
let's get serious.
It actually, it has actually
Probably
been a
not
while.
good when we've been, you know.
No, I'm ready. Drink your Budweiser. It's hard. It's hard to have a Chilean guy in a Hawaiian shirt drinking Budweiser and tomato juice. Say, "Come on, guys, let's get serious.
Let's get serious.
Let's get serious here,
Because
guys."
I like SETI a lot, and I want to give it its due.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Do it.
All
SETI.
right.
I'll describe it if you don't mind.
Gourd head.
SETI is a game that at first I didn't
Thank
think
God for that
I
clarification.
didn't think I'd like, because number one, the game deals with searching for extraterrestrial life. I know that many people listening to this podcast would think that I'm one that would believe in extraterrestrials. I simply don't. I think that we are alone in this universe. So thus this theme does not appeal to me at all. I think you're just shouting off into the darkness. Now, I know many people would say the odds of this being the case very low, but I just firmly believe that this is it.
There's got to be some atoms smashing together somewhere in the universe that make an alien. Am I right?
Well,
But it made us.
well,
False.
either way,
False. We ain't seen one yet.
we haven't.
That we know of.
That we know of. They could be here.
They're walking amongst us.
They could be lizard people.
They're
here.
walking amongst us.
They could-
with
they're
the
at
skin
the
of
Repticon-
my friends.
at the Repticon.
Have you seen V?
I have.
They tear that skin.
Aunt
Out
V?
comes a lizard.
Oh no.
This review's going fantastic. So the reason I'm bringing this up is that the theme.
You got sidetracked with your own self.
No, SETI, no.
Sit it down now.
Set it down. Set it down. Set it down now. The theme is not appealing to me at all.
Are you? I see. I love this theme. The theme of this game, I absolutely love it.
Do you believe?
In Life After Love, I'm saying
Why?
because I love the fact
Why?
that they're taking this. What's the movie with Jodie Foster?
Contact.
They're taking
And
Contact.
by the way, there's Matthew McConaughey in there.
Right. What's the movie with Jean-Luc Picard and the guy that makes warp engines? First Contact.
Zephyr Cochrane.
Right. So they're taking all
I've
of
never
these
been more
movies.
cocksure of anything in my life. That's Zephyr Cochrane.
Right. Maker of the warp drive.
Indeed.
So they're taking all these movies.
yes.
They're shooting this concept into this game of we are searching for extraterrestrial life And God, we hope that they're friendly.
They might not be.
They may not be. And I don't want to give any spoilers because, like, the aliens are like somebody said, "Oh, I hope you like the twist." I didn't really get like, okay, you flip over these aliens and they do stuff.
They do, yeah.
I don't want to spoil that for somebody. You can discover that on your own.
Wouldn't that be sad if that's what happened? Like you
But I
find
thought it was-
aliens in real life, and you have to flip them over. They're just laying face. You arrive on some planet, the aliens are just planked. you flip them over, but when you flip them over, they get violent. They get aggressive.
So I thought it was humorous. I was like, it would be humorous if, like, oh, we're searching and searching for these aliens. Oh my God, we found them and they want to kill us.
It's the plankton.
Like, so we find them. So we find them and then we have to kill them, right?
Yes.
But the aliens we discovered, we didn't have to do that. But there may be some in the game that we do.
They were arachnids.
But there may be some in the game that you do. I don't know because there are several alien species in the game.
We didn't find all of them.
But first of all, the components of this game are great. I love the little microphone for the reputation. I love the little satellite.
Wait a minute. I just want to bring something up here real fast. The components, because we're doing a theme here. We talked about the theme. Now we're going to talk about the component.
Enrique, what do you think about the theme?
Tell me
so
about
we got my opinion. I like it. Jerry doesn't like it. What do you think?
I hate the theme.
It was interesting.
I love the theme. There's no other game like it.
Besides Search for Planet Unknown and Search for
There's several other games like it. Go ahead, Enrique.
Well, technically, like those games were like advanced civilization. We're not advanced. Yeah, we're not an advanced civilization.
This whole game revolves around a little V'ger. This whole game revolves around V'ger.
V'ger?
And we're hoping V'ger finds life. And God forbid, we hope it finds friendly.
I wouldn't be surprised if this game took place in the 90s. Where it's just those bulky computers.
That's when we did send stuff. When we had Hewlett Packard.
Yeah. So I would like.
Literally,
we're not
Star Trek
advanced.
based upon Voyager, which was sent out in the 70s.
We went to the moon.
Yeah.
On basically,
so they say,
like 8 megabyte hard drives.
Yeah, our iPhones have way more computing power than.
Why haven't we been back?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
You don't want to see the dark side.
Planktons.
You don't want to see them plankton.
Either way, so you like the theme.
I love the theme. Yeah.
All right, so
I can get down with the theme.
As someone from my youth that I have always hoped there's aliens out there.
You're a person from your youth?
Before I saw movies like Aliens.
Alien?
When I was watching like the likes of E.T.
And Alien
Predator.
3?
No, see, I didn't watch those terrible movies. I was a child. I was watching
What a weak mindset.
I was watching Mikey and Me or whatever that one with the weird little.
Now, I know I'm looking it up right now. Oh, thank you, Jack. Jack brought us pineapples. It's frozen.
Are we going to close this door?
No.
Or okay.
Thanks, Jack. Enrique, now, Enrique just tried pineapple on pizza and couldn't handle it.
No.
I'm going to take this time.
He does not like pineapple.
No.
We discovered Enrique had pineapple on his pizza for the first time since he met Board Game.
It was an atrocious thing.
He had never. He also, for the first time today,
lime salt.
Wow, that's lime salt on pineapple. That's delicious. You can't have it. Dobby will try it.
It's like I'm sold.
Enrique tried for the first time today tamales.
Yeah,
actual tamales.
He thinks it's fantastic.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you. My dears, look at that.
And Gabby thought bringing the boy was a bad idea.
My dear son, bringing me frozen lime salted pineapples. Telling you what, some kids are just amazing.
I know I wasn't.
Anyway,
SETI.
Woo! That's a little bit
cold.
Oh, you guys good?
Brain free.
Heart in my chest.
Oh, thank God I didn't take one. I'd be in agony like y'all.
That's hurting my teeth a lot.
All right, here's the thing. Secret that if you have a brain freeze, the roof of your mouth, stick your tongue. Stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth.
Oh, thank God.
So SETI, not big on the theme. The components, though, with that little whirly thing in the middle where time advances.
Yeah,
and
the rotation.
You get to see the little science project of rotating the board. I really like that.
Yeah. It makes it kind of seem realistic.
Another
No way.
thing I really like is double layer boards. If you give me a double layer board and give me something to place in said double layer board, such as upgrades, and then you take that double layer board and you put icons on it that indicate the main actions of the game, and then you give me a little handout, like a little card, like some sort of player aid, so to say, that tells me the other free actions and describes all the icons on said board and on everywhere else. That is called good design. And that is what SETI does. So not only does it have amazing components, it has a little double layer board, everything's quality, everything's set up. This is a finely made board game, number one.
It is. My only complaint with the main actions on the board is I wish there was a way to designate that.
What do you mean?
Because there are some on that board, there are some actions you can take that you're not sure. It doesn't designate that on the player board.
Okay,
What board? Are you talking
He
about?
means like the.
So
the
I know you can,
actions.
like on your personal player board, you can launch
Right.
a satellite onto
Right.
Earth,
Earth.
and then you can land a satellite on a planet,
You can also orbit.
and you can orbit. But those aren't specified
They are.
like your main actions.
They are the main actions, and they are on the board.
on the board.
They are on the board.
Because when you set your improvements on there,
Mm-hmm.
it can be confusing.
Mm.
They were. I don't think you looked at your board closely because they are
So
on the board.
but there was the main action of launching your satellite
Yes.
and then
Orbiter
orbiting.
Mm.
on the board. Lander on the board. Scanning on the board. They were all on the board.
Yeah, on the player aid,
but-
at least.
And no, they were not on. They were also on the player aid, but they were on the main board as well. But I will admit that you had mentioned before that you watched several videos about about SETI and that you were somewhat confused about some things that
Well,
were very
the
vague.
CGE verified video,
Official video.
official video.
The female Rodney.
I don't know who she is, but she did a fine job.
Yeah, great job.
It's just I'm used to Rodney. Okay, I admit it, dumbing it down for me.
Well, it was pretty dumb.
I like things to be said, even though they may appear obvious.
What you mean is you like to be told what you can't do.
Don't talk and then talk.
This pineapple's great. You like to be
Brilliant.
told what you can't do.
Yeah, so like for example, in SETI, you can scan from Earth. You scan into a certain sector,
Right.
Yeah.
and she says you scan the sector of your card. Well, the card has certain colors. They're red, blue, yellow, whatever. But she didn't really clarify, well, that matches these colors of these planets on the outside rim of the board.
They're all red, blue, and
Right.
they match the colors.
So that would be obvious.
Right.
You think.
Right.
But to me, it wasn't. So I'm like, okay, I know she's saying you can scan this color, but I presume she's talking about these planets, but I don't like to presume stuff because you can be wrong in some games. So I would like her to have said, when you scan a blue sector, it means
The
upper right corner of your card is blue. That matches the blue planet on the outer rim of the board. If it's red, it matches the red planet on the outer rim of the board. And then the little black one, which we did have a question of, was the white star looking thing. And it was the black section. So an upper right portion of your card would be black. That's a black planet on the outside of
Yeah,
your board.
But all the icons on the card matched all the planets.
But
as
that
well.
was not said. And I like to be for certain. I don't like to have to come to the conclusion on my own.
There you go. Okay, that makes sense. I just think that-
Because I'm not trying to translate what the rule maker is thinking. I'm
Hmm.
not a translator. Tell me, what do you mean? Now, it may have said it in the rule book, and
Which
she just didn't do it.
I will say the rule book, bravo.
Okay, see, that's why I'm more of a visual learner when I watch Rodney. Like, I watch Rodney for Brian Boru. Boom, done. I got it. I'll watch Rodney for, no, actually, there was another guy for ARCs. Boom, got it. Now, of course, you have the little, errata or whatever that might be some questions here and there about a weird situation.
Correct.
But SETI, after watching the introduction and how to play, after having the player aid, there were a few questions, but a few moments into the game, once you get those answered, you're good to go. And it's a lot to learn. Like that video is probably close to 30 minutes, but it covers it pretty thoroughly. And we were good from like I'd say the second and third round in, we were like just boom, boom, boom going.
Right. And it makes sense what you're doing when you know the whole purpose. The point of the game is to locate extraterrestrial life. And in doing so, you gain victory points by doing said thing. And you need 3 traces of this extraterrestrial life to find it. And so the game hides 3 very distinct tracks in the game, such as scanning will give you this color of trace, and then landing and sending your satellites to planets will give you the other trace, and then the intelligence that you're gathering from doing these things and these objectives, which come to your board, you can research that, and that gives you the other trace. And so it's a very simple way of hiding what normally in games would just be a track. Just go up this track. But instead of just having a track, they go, well, we'll actually hide that with the idea of, well, these little circular discs that you're taking, that's research. And then you put that on your board and you get these benefits. And then when you take this action, here you go. This is what you get from it. So it hides very cleverly what typically turns out just to be tracks in most games. And so very straightforward in what you're doing. The card play is very simple. It does the what you would call the underwater cities type thing of having the cards, multi-use cards that you can get rid of, use this thing, or have this card, discard it for a certain value, or play it for a certain benefit. It's all very well interconnected and very well put together. And your ability to take one main action and then use these cards, just get rid of them and use them as secondary things to move yourself along. There's a lot of choice in this game, but really all you're doing is here's 3 tracks that you need to do. You need to get your probe out here and land it on a planet. You need to scan this area, or you need to get this information and research it. That's all you're basically trying to do. But it takes that and hides it, and then adds the trappings of, okay, how can you build an engine that will let you do this better? It does what I think Wonderful World does, and an excellent thing, which is building this little engine of an economy. It has the cards that you stick under your main card that gives you the income. It does that, and does it very sneakily. You have to get your income going. You have to get the things that you need. What's income? Well, it's money and it's energy, and 2 interchangeable things that you cannot get anywhere else but the income of the portion of the game. So that, coupled with how everything connects, makes SETI a game of trying to build a little bit of an economy, trying to upgrade your player board, trying to do this one thing good, trying to move stuff around, trying to jockey for position with other players because you're trying to dominate this one area and have like an area majority, so to speak, to score other points or be the first to get to somewhere so you can score more points. And then midway through the game, you discover alien life. They flip over and then they go, welcome to Cosmic Encounter. We're going to change the game a little bit. And so now take this mechanic and now do this thing with it and add this weird thing that wasn't in the rules. Now you've got to do this. It's very interesting how well it all interconnects. And I could see all the reviews and people have been talking about this game, why they like it. It's because you've simply taken a little bit of everything, thrown it together, connected it all very well, and then went, well, let's add this little twist at the end and see what happens.
Well, I like and they've said it's a point salad, and it is. There's several different ways to get points. You can do them directly in-game. There's in-game points you go for. There's the points on the cards you play. It's a fantastic game. What I like about what I thought I really enjoyed was you have the solar system that rotates. And there's 3 different levels of rotation, and it can help you. It can screw you. You may be hoping to shoot for this certain planet. Well, if it rotates before then, you got to spend some move actions to get there that you weren't planning on previously. So you have to spend these move actions, but can be these free actions. You can spend your energy, you can spend your cards for these free actions. The free actions are fantastic because there are things you can do before, during, or after your main action that can help you out. What I really, really like, this is the main thing I like about this game. You have the solar system in the middle of the board that rotates, and it gives us like macros view of the solar system. So you launch your satellite from Earth, and then you're moving it towards whichever planet you're wanting to land on. You land on that planet, and then you shoot it over to the somewhat micro view. You're landing it on that planet or orbiting that planet. I thought that was just thematically fantastic. I absolutely love that. Like, that's just, like, I've never seen that in a game before. I really, really like that. Going from that planet on this large view of the solar system to, okay, now you're either orbiting or on that planet. You can either add to, and those two decisions are important because on one, you may increase your income. On the other, it just like gives you these luring victory points.
Alluring.
Which is what I fell for.
Alluring.
I wanted those 25 points, those 26 points for landing on your Uranus and
Neptunia.
And that's the only way I even stayed in the game, because Enrique was playing this little nickel and dime game of upgrading upgrading everything.
I was racking up points early game.
All 3 of us played this game completely different. And Enrique upgraded everything, and he was just boom, boom, nickel and dime, all these victory points. I was landing on these moons. I got 25 points. I got 26 points. I got all these points from landing on stuff. And then Jerry played his cards. This game was fantastic to me.
It is certainly I will play it again, of course, and give more thought to it. But this game just illustrates to me what I have said all along. There's no need to play Terraforming Mars. That was killed already by Underwater Cities. And many people feel that was killed by the game for which I cannot remember. Isn't it Ark? Whatever that stupid game. I can't remember. Nova, something.
Ark Nova.
I was right. Thank you. Which I didn't like that much.
We didn't care for it.
There's no reason to play that. And quite frankly, this game probably killed Underwater Cities for me.
Oh, I'm kind of done with Underwater Cities.
You were that before this, though.
Thanks,
David.
This game is a lot. It's a lot. There's a buttload of pieces. It's a large setup.
It is.
But if you bear through it, that's not encouraging.
Bear through it.
It's not encouraging.
Lion through it.
If you can just get through it, once you get started, it all makes sense.
It does.
And it's very self-explanatory. The rule book, like Jerry said, tells you if you have any questions there. That now there are some situations where some cards are not fully explained, and I don't know that we have what edition we have, but you had some questions. They've got a frequently asked questions on BGG, as everybody knows. If you need something to go there, they'll answer the question on some of the cards. But I love this guy.
I think this is this generation's Terraforming Mars.
I hope it is.
I think it's going to be that exciting with people who play it, and I think it has a lot more
way heavier than Terraforming Mars.
I think it has a lot more replayability with it. I think it has a lot more going on, and it's just and I lost to Enrique in this game.
Enrique, thoughts?
I think I agree with Jerry with the replayability on this game, because we didn't even get to most of the aliens.
Yeah, we just did the first. I really think this.
There's like 3 or 4 other sets of aliens,
and I will echo what Gabi said about the layout of the board. It is very well done. It's obvious somebody put a lot of labor of love in designing this board, and obviously having this disconnected portion of the game, i.e. the aliens, just is going to lend itself to expansions of small expansions that add whatever else to it. And Each little thing has its own little change of the game. I mean, this game's going to be around for a while.
And even at 3 players, there's aspects of the game we really didn't. I mean, we did all of the aspects, but we mostly launched, orbited, and landed. Enrique did a lot of scanning.
But I never completed the scans, though. I was the only
one
He
that
was
did
the only,
that.
Jerry was the only one that completed a scan in which you fill up this section of the board. But Enrique got so many upgrades.
Oh yeah, those up, and I was always the first. I was always the first one to grab the upgrades on top for the bonus points.
Extra bonus
So,
points.
a quick question, and as a person coming into the game and they want help on it, aka me, in my second game, how did you get so many upgrades? I know it's the reputation track.
Okay,
little
so
microphone.
a lot of those cards also had like me just getting upgrades. Like I had 2 cards that cost 3 money to get a wild technology or a certain technology.
I ignored the reputation track for the public reputation track for a long time.
I was able to do that a couple times, like once or twice,
but
though that's hard to actually get up.
A lot of those up. A lot of it was the cards.
And that's another thing. The resources are so scarce.
Yes,
in this game,
you pay out the nose.
Even the movement for the satellites.
Yeah.
My God.
That was the thing that shocked me the first round was how this gave me the feel of like Gaia Project where you feel stupid, or Zulkin, like you feel stupid the first time you play it and going, man, this does not seem like this is not going as well as I thought it would. And then thinking back, man, and I remember saying right after the first round, there's only 5 rounds, like we played that first round very poorly. We played very conservatively. We should have been thinking this, and even after the game was over, going, we should have got our engine going quicker by going to these closer planets. We all went straight out and tried to do this other thing. We tried to go deep into the space. And I think that this game does have that type of meta where you should, and it does a great job in setting up this thing of what am I going to do? Well, I'm just going to launch a satellite.
I will say this is going to be my negative to this game.
Okay.
And it shares the same negative as Anachrony.
Which is pieces.
It's a buttload of pieces to set up.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
when I was watching the lady, I didn't even know what I was just following the lady online. It's the same lady that she tells you to set up, or you can follow her in the rule book. But there's a lot of little bitty pieces. You got to put all the little data things in every one of those spots. You got to coordinate the boards. You got to set the boards up, and it's a lot of setup. And unless you play it regularly, you would have to refer back to it every time. I can see that being a barrier of entry to playing this often. But if you made it the focus and like, okay, no, we are going to play this again while it's somewhat fresh in my mind, which we never do, because there's an onslaught of games we want to play next. So that's the only thing that makes this a little bit lower on my list, is just how big it is.
It is big, as searching for intelligent life should be, like the 3-body problem.
You got a whole solar system.
Do you the 3-body problem?
Did
you read the
some
book?
of the show.
You didn't read the show. No, not the show. You read the book.
I read the show.
You didn't read the show.
And another thing, the aliens are actually balanced. I thought they would, as soon as they were revealed, we would all try to get like the benefits from the aliens.
You're a reptile.
I'm sorry, but
you are not of this world.
I know I am, or not am. Maybe.
Exactly.
Enrique.
Yes, sir.
You're like that guy of Men in Black that has the bodysuit on.
Oh, you mean the Mexican?
D'Onofrio.
1 out of 10. What do you give SETI?
Oh,
The Mexican?
yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio isn't Hispanic. He's Italian.
Well,
How long has it been since you watched Men in Black, the original, with Tommy Lee Jones and Jada Pinkett Smith's
He doesn't
husband?
know.
it's been a while. But I swear, like they were crossing the border, so you would assume they'd be Mexican.
Oh, you're talking about the opening. The opening.
Yeah, the
scene.
opening.
You I take that back. I completely forgot. I forgot about that scene. That was a
Sugar.
that was a yeah.
Because
I forgot about that scene.
Yeah, because like
That's right. That was an opening joke on Men in Black. That show was crazy. Okay, never mind. Go ahead and rate the game.
I'll give me a moment.
You won it.
I know.
Which means it's probably going to be like 11.
12 out of 10.
I'm thinking of giving it a 10 to the
I knew it. He was liking this game. He was very excited.
I really like this game.
He was very excited
because
about this
at first it seemed slow, and then it started racking up.
Well,
fast.
when good games do that, they start off super tight with the resources, and then as you go on, it's like you have an influx. Even though there wasn't like a huge influx, and y'all played y'all's economy way better than I did, but I really, for me, I like the theme, the components. The theme is just out of this world.
You did it. You did it.
I give this a solid 8.5.
A solid?
I want to go 9. I'm going 9.
Can I point out 8.5 is not solid?
I'm getting 9.
A 9 for that 1 point deduction is from the setup.
Setup's a lot, yeah.
But
well,
I didn't have to set it up, so that's why I'm giving it 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 from Enrique.
10 if you set it up.
9 out of 10 from me.
I will say that this game certainly is a. I won't play it again. Naturally, I have got to play the solo, but yeah, this is the hotness, and I think it deserves to be the hotness. Deservedly so, and I think it should be the hotness for quite some time. I like games that kill other games. That go, why do we need to play this?
I've got both Terraforming Mars and Ares Expedition on my shelves for sale at the next flea market you go to BGG.
Yeah. And so it's like, why would you play something? Well, this is the next iteration of this. And it does more than
even though it is a lot more than Terraforming Mars. It is a lot more. The playtime, sadly, is almost the same.
Yeah.
And Terraforming Mars is just, oh my God, it's so lacking.
It skirted the issue that Terraforming Mars did with you getting a certain point on the point track, and now you can fund a
milestone or award,
type thing, which is what this SETI does. It does this achievement thing, whereas it's simply you've scored so much points, now put down what you think you're going to be able. Yeah, I wonder how well of a catch-up mechanic exists in this game. I don't think that there is, even though the game was very tight. I think this game would be the one issue I would have with it, I think, but that it would be very easy for it to run away. Do you know that Venus is the only planet that rotates backwards according to our rest of our solar system? It goes from west to east, the sunrise.
Interesting.
It
flushes counterclockwise.
It does. Its days are longer than its years.
It's the Australia of the solar system.
Yeah, its days are longer than its years.
Call me Neptune.
Do you understand what that means?
Say it again.
Because you weren't listening, even though I said it twice. Its days are longer than its years.
So it orbits faster around the sun than it rotates.
Correct.
Wow.
That's weird.
It is weird.
Very weird.
But if we do ever play this game again, I'm going to try to do more of the orbital and the landing. Because those actually...
I went
Jerry went heavy in orbitals.
I went heavy into aliens. When we found those aliens, y'all ignored them.
Yeah,
I was about them.
I was like, I don't know what they do.
I was out there harvesting eggs, and those plankton were mine.
But I didn't realize that the orbiting and the landing actually complemented each other.
Yes,
yeah. It's cheaper to land after you orbit.
Yeah, so I'll be trying to do that a little bit more next time.
And there are upgrades that also help with all that,
because that allows me to completely ignore the scanning and the analyze data thing.
Yeah, I found the scan for me. You said there was a lot that I missed. I found the scanning to be a weak part of the game.
A reason that you found it to be a weak part of the game is because we weren't playing it at its full complement.
Yep.
And because when you don't play it with a full complement, you have a dummy player that once you get past a certain point, you move their token onto the farmost left track, which happened to be scanning. So that's why it seemed weak, is because you had no need to do it. Okay. And so that's why I took umbrage with you in saying that, is because it just so happened that's what got covered up. So of course it seemed weak because you didn't need to do it. But someone like me who was scanning the heck out of everything and then using that for research, that is OP.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Enrique won.
And I actually got 6 points off of that alone. Me just getting all those technologies. Oh, racking it up every time.
All right. So SETI, an excellent, wonderful, beautifully created game by CGE and Tomas Halek, designer of SETI.
I don't think that's how that's pronounced. That's it for me.
That's it. That's going to do it.
I need a holiday
for this episode. We need a holiday from this episode.
Are you satisfied? Are we going to delete this episode too?
We may need to restart this.
Retcon this.
And go.
This is Jerry.
This is Gabby.
This is Enrique.
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.